Well, it's a wet afternoon here, and you might say I'm a little bit crazy, but I chose to come out on a cold weather overnight backpacking trip to do just a shakedown of my cold weather gear. We're supposed to have snow tonight. I'm at 6,500 feet, and the weather reports today have all been warning that there's potential for snow tonight, upwards of 2 to 6 inches or so. And the snow level is down to 6,500 feet. So I thought, I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna put my cold weather gear to the test. What I've got on for clothing is my rain jacket, because that's gonna protect me from getting wet. This is the Outdoor Vitals Tusher rain jacket. And then for my pants, I've got a pair of Livsin synthetic pants, and then my boots are a waterproof Gore-Tex lined boot. They are the Danner 2650 trail mid boot, and they're awesome. They're keeping my feet dry. So that's really important, because especially tomorrow, if I'm hiking out in the snow, I'm gonna wanna make sure I keep my feet nice and dry. And then for my pack, I've got a pack liner. So everything is set up to stay dry from rain coming down on it. Well, I've got a small break in the weather right now. The sun is kind of showing its face. It's stopped raining, so this is the prime opportunity for me to get all my gear set up. So let's make it happen, and we're gonna go through everything. Let's talk about gear. Backpack that I'm using for this trip, and to just get more experience with it, is the Outdoor Vitals CS40 Ultra Pack, but I'm not going to be using it for my winter backpacking pack. It just does not have enough space in it for all of that cold weather gear when it gets really cold. And so I've actually got another pack on the way that I'm going to be testing through the winter that is a 55-ish liter backpack that's still in the lightweight category. Then for my tent, this is a tent that I've had my eye on for years, a very, very long time. This is the Hilleberg Ianon. This is a one person and the lightest option that you can get from Hilleberg. This is a tunnel style tent, but this is a one door, one vestibule, one person tent. And I want to use this as my cold weather shelter. It's got a solid interior. It is just really a 3-season tent, but a lot of people use it in 4-season conditions, and where I'm not going to be out in crazy winter storms very often, but I want to be out in the snow. This is the option that I want to use. Sleep system, I'm continuing to test the Nemo Equipment Tensor All Season, and I want to see, now that the weather's starting to get much colder, how this is going to do. Then I've got my Nemo Philo pillow and my new cold weather sleeping bag that I am so freaking stoked on. But this is the Cumulus Taneka 700 down sleeping bag. This is meant to be a cold weather bag. It's got 50 extra grams of insulation inside of it. This bag, you can customize all sorts of different things, and it's not very often that you find a sleeping bag company that you can customize the options on. You can customize the length, the width, the zipper length, how much down is put inside of it, where the down is distributed, how much on top, how much on the bottom. As is, this is under $500, and seriously, an incredible value. And after we sleep in it tonight, we'll talk about it more tomorrow, but that's my sleep system. And let me just tell you, the fall season this year in Utah has been absolutely incredible with how nice the colors have been. But I thought I'd go for a walk, work up an appetite, try to observe, see some of the fall colors. I mean, look at this. Oh, it's so pretty. Back behind you here, up on the mountain, we've got snow, and that's at about 8,000, 9,000 feet right there. The weather app on my Zoleo was telling me that I've got a 75% chance of snow, well, at least precipitation tonight, and it's showing snowflakes. So yeah, we'll see how this goes. Looking forward to it. But geez, look at this. Dude, what a cool place to live. Man, I love this. the sky is changing quite a bit, and across the horizon over here, the clouds are moving in. So I feel like I should probably get some dinner going, and I made dinner a serious treat tonight. This is kind of ridiculous, but I'm having Peak Refuel peach cobbler. Yeah. That's dinner tonight. If you have not tried these Peak cobblers yet, you are seriously missing out. They are so delicious, and one of these is 670 calories for the peach cobbler, and oh man, it's a nice treat. The other thing that I've got is this little DIY koozie for me to put this into, so it helps it rehydrate better. But I'm kind of feeling the urgency a little bit. Like, the clouds are really descending, and the temperature has changed pretty drastically. It was about 50 degrees, and now it's closer to 40 degrees because I've got my Govee Bluetooth thermometer. So that temperature is dropping pretty quick. And so I'm gonna eat so I can get that out of the way, and then still hang out and just enjoy the quiet and the evening as much as I can, so I don't have to spend as much time in the tent. But we'll just do whatever we have to. But for now, let's get dinner going. Now in the winter or in cold season, I always like to bring an Nalgene in case I want to heat up water and put it in my sleeping bag, and just makes it easier for like those cold temperatures and stuff. Inside the tent and just getting things kind of organized in here. It has really started to rain, and I am like pretty confident I'm gonna wake up to snow. The temperature has dropped, let's see, last I checked it was at 39 degrees out there. Now it's 37.2. Let's take a look outside, because a few minutes ago it had started to snow, but it's let up a little bit. But I'm really stoked on this Ianon tent because it like is giving me a lot of confidence in going out into really cold weather situations and spending time in the snow. And I know it's an expensive tent, but when you want to go spend time in kind of harsh conditions, it's nice to have a product like this that you can be confident in, be a rock solid product. The tent body's already super wet, and the sagging is super minimal. This is cool. I'm really stoked to be out here right now.
Well, good morning. That was an enjoyable night of sleep. I slept very warm, and it didn't get quite as cold as I expected it to. It dropped down to right at 32 degrees Fahrenheit. This Teneka 700 sleeping bag, dude, I freaking love this thing. I am so happy with how comfortable it is. It's super warm. The other thing I'll note is I'm really happy with the performance of the Tensor All Season, but over time I have developed some kind of slow leak in the pad. I've either got some kind of puncture or there's, I don't know, something going on, but the pad is, for the last 2 trips that I've been out with it, it's deflating, and I don't love that. So, got to figure that out.
Well, one of the first things I'm going to mention is just how impressed I am with this tent. This Ianon just sleeps warm, and it handled the weather so unbelievably well that like this was the perfect test for it. Usually with a like non-Dyneema tent, like I'm pretty sure this Kurlon 1000 fabric is a nylon fabric, but the amount of sagging that you get from it, like it didn't sag hardly at all, which was a concern because you don't have like a bunch of other guy out points and stuff on the body of the fabric to like help keep it tightened up and everything. So I didn't experience it like sagging down on the inner of the tent whatsoever. Other than like the amount of condensation inside this tent is kind of ridiculous. So there's got to be a way to manage that a little bit better. Otherwise, things have been fantastic. My clothing has worked out the way I want it to. What a fantastic way to wake up to snow. This is great. I'm excited for the cold weather. So, all right, getting cleaned up. So I would say if you have like reservations or you're nervous about doing cold weather backpacking, I would say to give it a try. Find somewhere super close to home that gives you the opportunity, if necessary. Oh my gosh, this is a muddy. Oh, I'm sliding. Oh, this is scary, dangerous. Anyway, what I was saying is if you want to make it happen and try it, make it happen. Like you can double up sleeping bags to make for cold weather and not freezing when you're sleeping. You can add a closed cell foam pad to the underside of your 3-season pad to add additional R value. You can put Nalgene bottles of hot water into your bag. There's so many different ways that you can take your 3-season gear and make it work for cold weather. So I highly recommend doing it because I seriously just had such an enjoyable time and I just highly recommend it. All right, that's gonna do it for this trip. I'd be curious though what other like cold weather videos, winter content you guys would like to see from me. But what like tips or tricks or things do you want to see to help you feel more confident and get a desire to go spend time out hiking and camping in the cold? So thanks for watching, guys. You guys are so awesome. Appreciate you. Yeah, we'll catch you on the next one. See ya.